Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 3. Yahweh came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praises, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. It said, before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations. In the everlasting mountain was scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. But all that, I'm going to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor and blessing to the elders, the apostle, great millstone, the water Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, for the elder, the apostle on down, for waking me up to the wisdom, knowledge, truth, and understanding. Through spirit power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, to get the truth. Shalom to the few Akim that doing the sincerely cross the four corners on the earth, and to the few Aqua that believe as well. Shalom to the sisters who believe in the truth. Listen to the elders and the apostles on down to get the truth. But with that, I'm saying, all right, shalom. All right, Jay, trying to make a little quick little lesson when I'm getting to it, going in that Yahweh Shai gonna return. In the ships. I'm really getting 2nd Ezra 13. I'm gonna just read 3, and I'm gonna just go ahead and just read 2nd Ezra 13 all the way down. Prove the point that your Lord Yahweh Shai coming back in the ships, and how you see it on the pictures, how the Lord gonna come and take down America. Which is Babylon the Great. America is on the mystery of Babylon. But on 3 and 3, Habakkuk. Yahweh came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And the glory covered the heavens. It's talking about the chariot, and come from Teman. Now they're going to it. The Edomites, but the land of the Edomites, if I'm mistaken. But the point is, we already know according to the scriptures, it say the Lord he gonna come from the he gonna come from the east, and you gonna see him coming to the west. So the Lord gonna start over there first when World War III jump off, when he come back. But the end ain't yet. You hear the wars, the rumors of war going on now, but a funeral prophecy got to play out. The famine got to hit, martial law, FEMA counts, got to run up in the houses, and also you got to have the mark of the beast got to play before the Lord just come make a full end through World War III. But right now, it's just Matthew 24. You should hear wars and rumors of war. But verse 4. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power in the brightness. You say his brightness was as the light, and that's talking about the chariot. Because as you see the so-called UFO today, what you see, they look like a big ball of light, a floating ball of light, man. A little floating orb. So, but that's the brightness of his coming. When the Lord Yahweh shall come back, he coming back with thousands of angels in the chariots, and the Lord gonna have that one great big ship when he come back in. That you not, when we get in 2nd Ezra gonna tell you the ship was so big he can't even tell it where it start from. That's how big the ship. Oh yeah. They said it looked like I could with it here. I'm gonna take that right now. So that's right. That's how Yahweh shall gonna come back in these ships. It's saying his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. And they talking about the beam, the laser beam, what Esau called the laser beam. When the Lord come back, that's what he gonna be doing. You see that laser beam that coming out the ship, out the mouth of the ship, and that's that power, the hidden of his power that when the Lord come back and destroy America through the waves of the ship, cast down the laser beam. He laid his beam in who lay his chamber beam in the water, roughly paraphrasing, who lay his beams in the waters, and they talking about in the midst of the nations, because you go get scriptures and they tell you that how the word water represent nation, like you go in Revelation to say where the horse sitteth, where the waters, where with nation, tongue, and people, but roughly paraphrasing. But it's just the point, this how the Lord gonna come back. you know, with the so-called chariot. They're gonna light up the sky and they're gonna come down catching beams in the midst of missile dropping when World War III go on. But verse 5, before him went the pestilence, and the burning coals went before before at his feet. And you can see that now. Mm. At his feet, you know, coming out the mouth of the ship, bottom of the ship. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld, he beheld and drove asunder the nations, right? He said, and the everlasting mountain was scattered, right? And the mountain going to the government. So you're gonna have all the other, you know, world leaders, governments. Hey, the Lord gonna come do his thing. The everlasting mountain was scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. He was, his ways are everlasting, you know. And that's what the hills and the mountains and the hills going to the people, you know, the governments, you know, from the head, the large governments all the way to the smaller one. But the point is, the Lord gonna come back, and we just read how the Lord gonna come take it down, you know. Now we're gonna go get second Esdras. I'm just run through it, then you know I'm leave it at. Leave it right there. The second Esdras, chapter 13, and it say, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousand of heavens, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So I told you, this Esdras having a vision, you know, what the Lord Yahweh gave him, oh Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, with him coming back, that hey, it ain't gonna be nothing nice when Yahushua come back. That ain't gonna be straight great destruction, as you see in the UFO movies like Independence Day, but it gonna be going down to real life, you know, reality. It's saying, lo, they rose a wind from the sea, and that sea is talking about the Lord coming out from the heavens, you know, because you know he divided the waters. You know, you got the waters were divided from the waters on the earth, you know, up in the upper atmosphere. But that sea is talking about it's coming out of the heavens. That's not talking about the literal sea. You illiterate people literally think it's talking about he coming out of the ocean. No, but we know the Lord dwell in the heavens. He gonna come from the sky. Like the Lord tell you, he divided the waters. But and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. So because when the Lord come back, him and the angel, man, the power from that force, that power from that fourth dimension, that the spiritual realm, man, when it comes, it just gonna it's gonna be on a whole nother level, you know. Lord probably, hey, you probably gonna have shit shaking, like you say, the waters moving, you know, everything just, you know what I'm saying? It's a power from a whole different atmosphere, man. But you say, behold, lo, that man waxed strong, talking about Yahushua, with the thousand of heaven, him and the angels, you know, they gonna be thousand upon chariot, like you say in Psalm, strong with the thousand of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, right? Everybody gonna be afraid. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, up, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it say when it filleth the fire. So right, and they say, and when the voice came out of his mouth, they're talking about that being, like in Independent Day, War of the World with Tom Cruise, like when the robot came out the ground, or when the ships went over they power, make that loud ass powering up noise, and boof, and they start blowing shit up, you know. Like that gonna be when Yahweh shall return in them ships. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. Right? That's concentrated fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was a gathered Shalom Yah. And after this I beheld, and lo, it say there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right, and that's talking about you gonna have when World War III jump off, you know, everything gonna start over there on the east. So They gonna Yahweh. So in the midst of Yahweh gonna come intervene in the midst of World War III, and everybody gonna look. All these nations going to war, and they're gonna try to fight Yahweh Shah, him and the angels. So, and hey, in that great multitude that they're talking about, the nation of people, he just said, try to fight the man who come out to sea. So, but as you heard when we're reading, it said the thing trembled that was seen under him, because he coming out from the heavens, and then you coming down from the sky, everything up under you. So we know the Lord not coming up out the ocean. That's a representation of the Lord coming out coming out of the space, man. It's a number. So like I say, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was a great gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Right. He said, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain that represent the ship, and flew up upon it. It say, but I would have seen the region, it say, or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So the ship was so big, he said he can't even tell where the ship came from, where it started from. This how big this ship gonna be. Like, you watch the movie Independent, the ship just be so big, it just hover, like wherever you standing at, like if you go outside right now, just look up, it's just gonna be a big massive ship, a big old ship, just like it gonna be so big, like you gonna be like, damn, where it start from? This how big this ship gonna be. And NASA, caught on a satellite, they were saying they seen a ship out of space bigger than the Earth, and that's the same ship. What they say about bigger than the Earth, your house shall gonna return on. Shalaki. Shalaki.
Rusty the Hook! Ahoy! I'm not Rusty. I'm a pirate.
All right. And they say, but I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, all these nations in World War III, when they go to war, all these nations, the Russia, China, North Korea, NATO, all the other nations who gonna be fighting World War III over there in the east, in the Euphrates, together to subdue him, were so afraid. They were afraid, and yet there's fight. So they were so afraid when they see Yahushua come out of the sky with the ship, man. They like, damn, they like some move shit. But they were so afraid, but yes, they dare fight. Cause why? The Lord put the spirit on them to fight, so he can show his power. Because the Lord controlled everything, man. They say the king heart is in the hand of the Lord. The king heart. That word heart, go back to mind, So it's just the point. So they gonna be scared, but the Lord gonna make them fight, because he controlled them to make them fight. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, try to conquer the fight Yahushua, which they not gonna conquer, were sore affrighted, and yet there's fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he had cast out spark and tempest, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of a innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So woo, man, Ezra was afraid, man. The Lord came with the ship. beamed up, man. The power, man. What Yahweh Shem Yah shall hold. What, man, this earth can't even imagine, man. It just a power from a whole different realm, which you can't even imagine. Come down and just, man, and hey, the flaming breath, the fire came out the lips. That's something out of the ship. Ooh, man, the Lord coming to do great damage, man. The Lord coming back to kill. All that white Jesus, man, that's over with, man. The Lord would have been a so-called Negro black man, man. Yahweh Shai would have been a so-called black man, you know, melanated, brown, dark skin. So the Lord was Yahweh was a Israelite, man, not a Edomite. You know, he was a Hebrew Israelite. And that's a Hebrew Israelite, not black Hebrew Israelite. They try to put on it, because we come in different colors, man. You can have somebody who got a black mama, West Locking, Israelite daddy, which is so-called Negro. Daddy can be a Negro, and mama can be white. And that Negro man have a baby with that Edomite, that white woman, and that baby can come out looking all white, look nothing like the father. That would be an Israelite. So color don't have nothing to do with it, you know. We Hebrew Israelite, not black Hebrew Israelite, like they try to put the label on us. We come in different colors, man. You're going to have Israelites who not going to look like Israelites, because we were scattered amongst our nation. But it's just the point, man. I'm going to run that last part back. This on verse 10, 2nd Ezra 13 and 10, man. It say, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, so in the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one. So the Lord gonna burn these niggas up, through the waves of the ship, coming down from the heavens. And we see chariots on the regular, man, but the Lord gonna have that great big one. So that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain out the ship, and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And it say there came much people unto him. That's talking about the elect. Bro, some were glad, some were sorry. Some of them was bound, and others, it say others, some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through the great fear. It say, and I awake and said, thou hast showed the servant these wonders from the beginning, and has counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. But show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. But I'm gonna just leave it right there, man. And as you can see, that the Lord gonna come back, destroy these nations during World War III. So the end is not yet, man. These just the beginnings of they're just that rumors of war and rumors of war. You're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars. The Lord gonna come back, and when everything get for real. So we got a couple more prophecies got to play out before this war just jump off like everybody think they think it is, man. But you heard it, man. And the Lord gonna come down and call the peaceful multitude, man. The Lord gonna come back and deliver. So with all that, I'm say Barakatham Yahweh, Barakatham Yahweh Shah, Barakatham Yahweh, Barakatham Yahweh Shah, Barakatham Yahweh, Barakatham Yahweh Shah. With that, I'm say Shalom, double honor and blessing to the elders, the apostle, great millstone, the water, Yahweh Shem Shah, for the elder, the apostle on down. Wake me up to the wisdom, not truth and understanding. Amen. And with that, hope it was edifying. Shalom.